What's up, YouTube? JM Comics here, and it's that time of year again, E3 season. Nothing like E3 to give you so much hope and so much disappointment. Before I start the video, remember to like and subscribe for more Nintendo and video game in general content. So let's talk about hopes and disappointments, basically the main themes of E3. E3 is an amazing time of the year for gamers, and after no E3 in 2020, just Summer Games Fest with Jeff Keighley, what an amazing man. This year's has gotten an extreme amount of hype, rumors, and hopes. Speaking personally, my dreams would be a 3D Donkey Kong, 3D Kirby, Metroid Prime trilogy, and a new Tomodachi Life. However, if we're being realistic, which let's be honest, my hopes not realistic. Not everyone's hopes and dreams will come true, and as such, I decided to go strictly realistic with this video. My video on a Nintendo Direct in February of 2021 was definitely too hopeful and broad. I had like every franchise there. And as such, if I were to make another video listing every possibility for this Direct, both these videos would overlap. Essentially, if you want a full list of everything that can happen, go watch my February Nintendo Direct predictions. But with this list, I'm going to try and predict this show as accurately as possible, assessing the most likely reveals and the least likely ones as well. Let's get right into it. First off, we have a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate reveal. Honestly, this is the only thing that is 100% going to happen. There is no way that they have a Nintendo Direct for E3 and don't reveal at least one fighter for the Smash Fighters Pass, because they did it twice in 2019 with both Hero and Banjo. While there are two characters left in this pass, I believe we'll only get one in this Direct. Nintendo will probably have a big Direct at the end of the year, possibly focused specifically on Smash Ultimate and its ending, to reveal the last one. The two most likely characters to be revealed here are Crash Bandicoot, since it makes too much sense and we need some PlayStation rep besides Final Fantasy characters, and a Pokemon Gen 8 rep, most likely Rillaboom, since the roster does not have a final starter grass type. It would really suck, but Nintendo might want another first party fighter, and there's nothing to cause disappointment like Pokemon and the Pokemon Company. Amazing. Our next topic is The Legend of Zelda 35th Anniversary. I personally feel a bit worn out on the Legend of Zelda franchise, following Age of Calamity, and it's not that I don't like the franchise or anything, I love it. It's just, I feel like we've had way too much of its content. I kind of want a break before Breath of the Wild 2. But this year marks the 35th anniversary, so more than likely, there will be some sort of reveals. Skyward Sword HD was already revealed in the last Direct, and I'm pretty confident we won't see much of it in the main Direct proper. We might see it in the highlight reel, and I'm 100% certain we will see some gameplay in the Nintendo Treehouse afterwards. Easily, the most predicted game to be present at E3 is Breath of the Wild 2, and I really think it's going to get shown off. We'll most likely see some sort of story trailer, similar to the 2019 one that shows off the villains, plot, mechanics, etc. And finally, we'll probably get, the title of the game. I don't think we'll see any gameplay, but I do think we'll get a release date also. My guess is March 2022, since I don't think we'll get it this year, considering COVID and all that. Finally, a Legend of Zelda compilation for the anniversary has been predicted since Super Mario 3D All-Stars released. And I think it's possible, but do not put your hopes up. At worst, Nintendo won't release anything besides Skyward Sword. At best, we'll get two compilations, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess in one, and Ocarina and Majora's Mask in another. Personally, I think we'll only see the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess collection, and possibly a 2D game on the eShop, like Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks from the 3DS, or 2DS. So yeah, it's probably going to be a big E3, Direct on Zelda. For the next category, I have two I stuck together that are basically the same thing. DLC content and games that we've already had teased and shown off. For DLC content, Age of Calamity has two DLC packs coming out this year, and one is supposed to come out in June, this month. So as such, it makes sense to believe that we'll get at least the first pack detailed, and hopefully Astor, the villain from Age of Calamity, like one of the main villains, will be playable. Since Splatoon 3 is coming out, Nintendo might want to hold at least one last hurrah for Splatoon 2. It's been a huge success. And whether that's a new Splatfest or some new mode, I hope they at least do something. But being honest here, they'll probably, at best, just a Splatfest. I don't think they'll add anything to the game, especially not another DLC like Octo Expansion. Finally, for DLC content, Animal Crossing New Horizons is bound to get at least something, whether the fabled Brewster update with the cafe, or a Zelda event for its 35th, similar to the Mario one. When it comes to already teased games, this is mostly stuff from the last Direct. We'll probably get a new trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush, revealing maybe a new character or just showing off gameplay. We're 100% going to see a Nintendo Treehouse since it releases this month. It's the only big Nintendo game of the summer. That's 100% new. I'm very doubtful we'll see much of Splatoon 3 because it's a summer franchise, so it'll probably be heavily featured next E3 right before it's released. However, it's possible we get another trailer, but very unlikely. At least I hope so because it feels too off at the moment. Finally, No More Heroes 3 will definitely be shown. More than likely a new trailer heavily showing off more gameplay because we've already gotten a lot of story trailers. We're 100% going to see at Nintendo's Treehouse. Fire Emblem and Monolith Soft, two franchises or companies or whatever that I have no real jurisdiction over. I don't know much about these, but here's my best guess. There have been many rumors of some sort of new Fire Emblem game, either a brand new one or a remake. Personally, I'm expecting and hoping for a remake. The two games that have been most rumored for a remake are I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Genealogy of the Holy War and Path of Radiance. So one of them will appear at the show, most likely. Considering Intelligent Systems, the Paper Mario team also, just in case you didn't know, Fire Emblem remake track record, it should be created from the ground up and purely amazing, as every remake they do like Fire Emblem Fates ends up to be truly special. In other news, Monolith Soft, Xenoblade developers, have been rumored to be finishing production on a new game. The three most likely predictions are that Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Xenoblade Chronicles X2, or a new IP. If it is Xenoblade Chronicles X2, then the first game from the Wii U will probably be announced for Switch, because of course, bring all the Wii U games. Most likely though, they have been working on a new IP. Yet again, with Pyra and Mythra announced for Smash, a new Xenoblade could be carried on hype, so it's really anybody's guess. This is the page of my personal ones, Donkey Kong and Kirby. A new Donkey Kong game by the Super Mario Odyssey team has been heavily rumored, and considering the amount of coverage it's gotten from so many sources, from news sites to gaming channels, I believe we will see something from the monkey himself, or the ape himself. Whether it's 2D or 3D remains to be seen. I would have the entire presentation be horrible and terrible, like everything else can suck, if I could at least get a 3D Donkey Kong game announced. I really do not want anyone but Retro Studios to work on 2D Donkey Kong, but it's extremely likely that it'll end up being 2D and my hopes and dreams will be squashed. Because I love the country games, I love Tropical Freeze and Country Returns, my favorite platformers of all time. I really love Country Returns. But I don't think Nintendo themselves should be working on the next game instead of Retro. So if they're going to work on something, work on a 3D game. You made Mario Odyssey and it makes sense. In a similar vein, HAL Labs and Kirby devs have been teasing that they would release the pinnacle of the Kirby franchise and that Star Allies mark the end of an era. These comments both imply that a huge 3D Kirby game is coming. If it is revealed during this E3, there is no way it releases this year. I predict spring or summer 2022, and I highly doubt the next game would be in 2D. Because if it is, I'll be disappointed. If it's as bad as Star Allies, not that it's a bad game, but it's just boring and not original, I might be done with Kirby for good. So please be good, please be 3D. Next we have Bayonetta and Metroid. Both Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4, or Bayonetta 3 and Metroid Prime 4, were announced in 2017, and we haven't officially seen either of them yet. We did hear that Prime 4 was restarted in 2019, so probably set it back a good 2-3 years. Anywho, I believe it's finally time to see Bayonetta 3. The director of Bayonetta 3 has consistently kept reassuring fans that production has been going well, and as such, I believe the time has come. It was probably going to release in 2020, but due to the circumstances of the world, Platinum Games had to hold it back, and I believe this year is the year. You'll probably see a new story trailer, new gameplay, and Nintendo Treehouse gameplay. I predict that it will release this year as one of Nintendo's bigger games, in September or October. When it comes to Metroid Prime 4, unfortunately, I do not believe that we will see anything from it. The only possibility is that the director talks about it again. Hopefully it's not restarting this time. Just saying that we will see more from it soon. In terms of more Metroid projects, it is the 35th anniversary of this franchise this year, and I'm sure we will see something. While I really, I can't emphasize how much, really, want the Metroid Prime trilogy remastered, I don't think Nintendo would do it again, because it's too much value for just $60, and they've changed from the Wii era, so prove me wrong, Nintendo. I really hope they prove me wrong. However, I do think we will get a 2D Metroid. While we could get a port of the 3DS remake Samus Returns, I believe and hope that we will get a brand new game, Metroid 5. Make it happen, Mercury Steam, make it happen. Pokemon, another franchise like Fire Emblem and Xenoblade I do not care about, but it's important. The February Pokemon Presents event already revealed many games coming out soon from the Pokemon franchise. New Pokemon Snap has already released and to pretty good reviews, and it would make sense for Bandai Namco to release new DLC maps of Pokemon that were excluded from the base game, such as my man Mewtwo. Come on. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the long-awaited Gen 4 remakes, were revealed during the Pokemon Presents. They'll probably get shown in the highlight reel. I really doubt we'd see it in the Treehouse, since they are old games and are coming out in November this year. But it's still possible, just I'd hope not likely. Pokemon Legends Arceus was also revealed during the Pokemon Presents, and is set to be the Breath of the Wild for the franchise and release in January 2022. I am confident we'll see a new trailer with improved visuals from the first one, and some sort of gameplay in Nintendo's Treehouse. And yeah, of course, the visuals have to be improved from last time, because the backlash after the release date was announced was through the roof. But yet again, it's Pokemon. Backlash comes with it. And finally, what we've all been waiting for, the highly rumored new Nintendo Switch Super Pro with a funky mode, Bowser's Fury, and featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. Okay, all jokes aside, easily the biggest rumor for this E3 is a Nintendo Switch Pro, as it's being called. This has been rumored since the Switch came out, re-emerged when the Switch Lite came out, and really rose back up to prominence late last year. I think we will see the Pro this year, but I do not think we'll see it at E3, at least not during the Direct. Either we'll see it sometime before Tuesday, possibly today, June 13th. Well, it's pretty late, but we'll see. Or we'll see it sometime in late summer or fall. It'll probably release in fall 2021 or spring 2022. Regardless, I don't think it'll be revealed during the Nintendo Direct, since Nintendo has reiterated that it will strictly focus on games, not hardware. While we're talking the Switch itself, I do not think we'll get a new console for Switch Online, neither Game Boy nor N64. But if we had to get one, and N64 seems very unlikely, so Game Boy possibly. And that's basically it. Here's a closing section of what I left out of the list. I hope my predictions weren't too pessimistic, but after overhyping the last Nintendo Direct, like I really overhyped it, I don't want to overhype this one. While I mentioned many games, there are a few that I just left out for numerous reasons. Pikmin 4 is probably not gonna get shown off, because Pikmin 3 was just ported to Switch and Pikmin is too niche. Like, they announced it in 2015 and we haven't heard from it since, so let's be honest, they probably forgot about it. Super Mario Party 2 is entirely possible, but after the online update, which could have just been testing the waters for online in the sequel, I personally don't think Nintendo would want to release another one just yet, maybe next year. Mario Kart 9 is a game I really hope gets revealed, since I played Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and I'm ready for a new installment. However, with the success of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Mario Kart Tour, there is literally no reason for Nintendo to make a new one. Finally, I personally really want ARMS 2 to come out and sweep the floor of the original, but it seems too unlikely. But not impossible. Min-Mins and Smash, anything's possible. Also, Mario plus Rabbids 2 is revealed by Ubisoft, so I guess that's happening. To close it up, to some, we'll just have to wait and see what happens this Tuesday, and if Nintendo can really deliver as well as they did at E3 2019. Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about what you hope comes to E3 2021 for Nintendo.